Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the 3D point cloud of AWE executive producer, teleported live from an undisclosed location in the universe, Ori Inbar.
Wow! Welcome to AWE, everybody. Yes, it's 2018 and teleportation works. Welcome to the spatial computing era. Now, this must be the first time ever a 3D point cloud is being teleported in real time onto a live stage. Thanks, Mantis Vision. All right, but wait, but how can you know for sure that I'm here in real time? That's easy. The time is exactly 9, 18, and 30, 31, 32 seconds. Gotcha. Not enough? OK, let's try something else. I say, go XR. You say, be awesome. Ready? Go XR. Be awesome. Ooh, not bad. Let's try now only the startups. Go XR. Nice. Whew, great energy. All right. Now only the women in the audience. Go XR! What's going on? My voxels. All this incredible energy in the room. Scotty, what's going on? Scotty! Whew. I made it back. Thank you, Scotty. Now, you are probably expecting that any minute, the real Ori Inbar will walk on stage and start a conversation with me. But that would be impossible, right? In any case, that's too cheesy. We're going to do something completely different. Ready? I'm going to invite you into my world. So I want you all to stand up, line up, and you can use those stairs and come walk right into my portal. Don't worry, it's totally safe. Come on.
Wait. Stop. 3D point cloud. Or we talked about it. You're supposed to introduce me.
The real Ori Inbar, everybody. Glad you made it.
Yeah, thanks for covering for me, man.
You have some of the finest XR geeks in this audience, and yet they still prefer the real you over me. Well, not for long.
Well, I hope they do. 3D point cloud Ori, everybody, give it up. All right, you may go now. That was fantastic.
I'm not going anywhere.
Why are avatars always so sassy? I don't get it. All right, I'm going to start now, all right? It's my turn. Welcome to AWE. It's great to be hosting it for the 9th year. Thank you all for joining us, colleagues, friends, my family, really. But before we start, just double-checking. Are you cool that we call the entire spectrum AR, VR, MR, just XR? Cool with that? I have a no, but mostly an agreement. OK, let's see how it goes. Go XR, be awesome. No matter who you are, your gender, your job, your background, XR can make you better at anything you do. It can make you awesome. I know it's a little cheeky. I was going for something a bit more punchy, like go XR or go extinct. Because in 2018, every organization, every company, every startup, every investor must get into XR or be left behind. And you don't want to be late to the next wave of computing. And there's no better place to get started to understand why than right here at AWE. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It's really a great moment in history of XR. So I thought of weaving into my presentation references to great moments in history, great speeches, great ads, and adapt it to this occasion. In fact, here's a challenge. Whoever can catch all these hidden references and tweet about it will go home with the I Heart XR t-shirt. Sounds good? All right, here you go. I've been looking for this day for many years. Every once in a while comes along a new revolutionary technology that changes everything. And one is fortunate if he gets to work on one of these. And you guys in the room are the luckiest people because you are part of this new revolution. Thanks to you, XR is rising and it's lifting all boats. It took a long time for XR, though, to get to this overnight success. AR and VR, as you know, were invented in 1968 and were quietly brewing since then. This year, I don't know if you've noticed, XR is celebrating 50 years. And ladies and gentlemen, it's now finally set for growth. Where are we on this chart? Right here. Hey, Scotty, can we get a little closer? A little bit closer? You see, we are right here. This is a great spot to be because from here, it only goes up. But there's a lot of work to do because we still live in FLATLAND. I'm, of course, talking about the quirky cult classic Satire, a science fiction novella from 1884. FLATLAND is written by a square, how fitting, who lives in FLATLAND, a two-dimensional world. And when he goes to Lineland, a one-dimensional world, he's astonished the inhabitants are unable to experience his own perspective of reality. They literally cannot see his shape. And when Square is confronted with a three-dimensional reality, SPACELAND, he can't understand it either. He refuses to understand it. The book, of course, is a metaphor, a social commentary on Victorian society. But if you think about it in our context, we do still live in FLATLAND. We get all of our information from 2D screens. And in order to cross over to the third dimension, you need people that can actually see into the next one. And I believe the first to have that ability are right here in this room. Because most of the people outside, oh, that's too boring, huh? Most people outside still can't really see it. They tell you there is no market. They tell you there is no traction. Don't believe it. We are here on the mountain top today. And from here, we can see the promised land. And it's called SPACELAND. But why do we yearn for SPACELAND? Marshall McLuhan, one of the greatest thinkers of the 20th century, and probably the guy that invented or reinvented media studies, is known for the saying, the medium is the message. The idea that each medium has a different effect on the human sensorium, and as a result, can change the message. In a new book that is also trying to reinvent media from this century, The Marvelous Clouds, John Peters says, the world itself is the medium. For many millennia, humans consumed information directly from the real world, from people, places, and things. But today, in almost every task in our daily lives, we switch our attention from digital information to the real world, on average, 234 times per day. I just made up that number, but doesn't it sound right? So how much time and money can we save if we eliminate that switch? What if we sync all digital information with the real world? For Lockheed, GE, Siemens, and many Fortune 1000 companies, studies are showing savings of 25, 45%, and even 85% savings. So what if we could do this for a whole nation? There's a potential to save maybe 20% of our GDP. I also made that number up, but doesn't it sound right? At the heart of this change will be something that I like to call the AR cloud, a spatial 3D map, a digital copy of the real world that allows to organize information on the world itself. The world becomes the medium. Now that we finally have AR that works, we can easily place a hologram in the real world, but it's kind of a lonely experience. You cannot share it, and it's not persistent over time. The AR cloud enables to share AR experiences over time and with many users. So now, at this point in time, we finally know why we need it so much. But it's the first time where we see some startups demonstrating it's possible. But up until recently, we were struggling with just the basics. It's almost hard to remember. I found this vintage Keynote from AWE in 2010. It was still called ARE back then. It's by Augie Award winner Jesse Schell. I think it was still on a VHS tape. And it illustrates where the industry mindset was back then. Check it out.
You seen this? It's going to be giant. I'm like, what is it? What's going to be giant? They're like, this AR thing. I'm like, well, what do you do? They're like, well, you hold it up and there's a 3D model. I'm like, and what do you do? And they're like, you tilt it. I'm like, oh, you mean like I can flip it around? Well, no, you can tilt it kind of a certain number of degrees before it disappears.
Remember those days? We are now finally at that stage. Back then, we were fools. At least that's how we felt when we were pitching to investors and brands. But now the tables are turning. If you don't realize XR is essential for your business, you may be the fool. Every business must go XR or go extinct. And what will play a big role in driving adoption is, of course, FOMO. Let me make the case. Exhibit 1A. There is general agreement among analysts that the potential of the XR industry is to hit $200 billion. They don't always agree on when, but they agree on the potential. And this is just not any analyst. We have here some of the biggest names. Exhibit B. By now, everyone has heard about AR and VR, right? We have millions using VR. How many are using AR? According to Artillery's survey, a third of all mobile users have tried AR. And within that group, over 3/4 are monthly active users. Of course, there's still a lot of people to convince, but by the end of this year or the latest next year, we could hit 1 billion XR users. This is way ahead of many of the predictions. And it's an amazing indication of what's to come. Exhibit C. Starting last year, tech giants are all in, and XR is playing a major role in their strategy moving forward. Exhibit D. Investors are interested. They may be shifting focus to mobile AR, to enterprise, to AR cloud. But in the past 12 months, they have invested the most ever, $3.6 billion, according to DigiCapital. And finally, Exhibit E, for enterprise. Fortune 1000 companies are very enthusiastic about XR, but they're also very pragmatic. ROI studies show conclusive evidence XR is improving their businesses, and it's viewed as a strong competitive advantage. According to a Toshiba survey, 82% of Fortune 1000 expect to use XR glasses in the next 3 years. Just look at the Fortune 1000 companies right here at AWE, showcasing their XR achievements and evaluating their next steps in adoption. FOMO is already already driving up interest. Mobile AR is now, of course, dominating the conversation, but meanwhile, head-worn, the market, is growing really fast. VR headset sales is returning to strong growth, with 70% growth this year, thanks to some great standalone headset shipping. And AR glasses will see 10-fold increase, according to Tractica this year. And it's heading to the inevitable inflection point, where more headsets are sold than smartphones. So the question on everyone's mind is, when will smart glasses be ready for mainstream? And since 2014, many, including myself, were guilty of saying, in 3 years from now. And yet, it keeps being 3 years away. But today, I have the definite answer. And the answer is, drum roll,
T288. This is, of course, Apple's code name for their future smart glasses. Like him or not, they have a great track record in timing the market right. And Gene Munster predicts the launch will happen in 2021, December, to be more precise. Damn you, Jan. In other rumors, the operating system is said to be called to evolve from iOS to ROS, from internet to reality. I like that. That's cute. I can already see some of the ads that they will put out there, like, how about this one? I don't know, maybe not. How about this? Wonder what he's seeing. Oh, just chatting with Siri about cars. You want to see some other ads I made up? All right, let's check this one out. All right, not too bad. This? The next one I see definitely happening. But I digress. Where was I? Oh, of course, the next platform. Apple may time it right, but there's no time to waste. XR use cases today on mobile will accelerate the demand for smart glasses and will help us figure out how this new medium works. We need to keep pushing the envelope. But with all that amazing progress, the single thing that could make or break XR is how we as an industry handle privacy. What does this face tell you? I'm so sorry for not respecting your privacy. The amount of data about us that corporations will collect with XR will only grow when everything we do, everything we look at, is captured and analyzed on camera. Therefore, we must never, never, never underestimate privacy. Just remember this face. Privacy aside, I think this makes a pretty good case that XR is really headed for growth. I rest my case. Now I ask you, the XR industry, seriously, are you ready to play? Doesn't sound that you're ready there. Let's try that again. Are you ready to play? That's much better. We're going to SPACELAND. But what's SPACELAND like? SPACELAND like? Let's go back to Jesse Shelb in 2010. Down?
2020 gonna be like, right? We're gonna build some stuff we don't even know.
So in 2020, we don't even know what we're going to build. But 9 years later, we know much more, but we still don't know exactly how this whole thing is going to look like. And that's what's so exciting. And the best hints to how it will evolve can be found right here at AWE, with all the XR that fits in one place. AWE is seeing exponential growth to nearly 15,000 attendees this year across 3 continents and with multiple new local locations. And this is another great indication of the growth we should expect. XR all over the world. And this week, nearly 6,000 of you are expected to be here, all XR pros from 60 countries just to do business. And you're almost equally split between startups and corporations for a perfect match, with just enough VC and media to amplify the impact. The professional roles at AWE this year are very diverse, which was our guiding light in crafting the agenda for you. We have the Inspire stage right here with big thinking, work next door, focus on enterprise, life also next door on consumer products, develop for the latest developer tools, design for creators, we need more of you. Pitches by fantastic startups that were handpicked to entice investors, and hands-on classes by CircuitStream. A big focus this year is to promote inclusion with a special track led by WXR. And finally, XR for Good, presented by the Virtual World Society with a very strong message. Ask not what XR can do for you,
as how we can all use XR to make the world a better place. And here are some tips that will help you make the best or the most out of this event. First, join the online community if you haven't done so. Schedule meetings with attendees and exhibitors, create your own agenda, see the floor plan, and much more. Just go to awe2018.com. And don't miss the badge AR experience, the Augmentors by Living Pop-Ups. There's also a bunch of other AR experiences to help you enjoy the event. Here are some special events: pool party tonight at the Hyatt, tomorrow happy hour, and right after the Augie Awards right here on the stage, followed by an after party in San Jose, so make sure to grab the shuttles. The sold-out expo floor is packed with AXR goodness, organized into pavilions. The startups are way in the back, and behind it, in Hall D, the playground, cooler than ever, with over 20 never-before-seen experiences. In the expo, you'll find nearly 250 exhibitors showcasing tech products and solutions and demonstrating the maturity of our industry. And how about our 400 awesome speakers, the most diverse lineup we've ever put together? We're especially proud of our 134 female speakers at the show. Give it up. And in case you miss any speaker, all the talks will be available on YouTube right after the show. Also, want to thank our partners who help spread the word and make AWE awesome. And above all, thanks to our sponsors who made this event happen. Give it up to our sponsors. And finally, put your hands together for the team that put this event together: Super Ventures, Brain Exchange, Prospera, Radius Group. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To recap, XR is set for growth, which means we're going to SPACELAND. We're definitely where the word itself is the medium, and now is the time to go XR or go extinct. And if that's a little too harsh for you, just use XR and be awesome. Have a great show. Thank you. Yeah. Give it up, Point Cloud Ori.